On April 11th and 12th, a massive windstorm tore across vast areas of China, bringing widespread chaos and disruption. The intense weather system affected both the northern and southern regions, sweeping through Inner Mongolia, Gansu, Hebei, Beijing, Tianjin, and stretching all the way down to Jiangnan and southern China.
The storm brought intense winds, sandstorms, hail, and heavy rain, causing serious damage to infrastructure, agriculture, and transportation across the affected regions.
风好大啊，吹飞了，凳子都吹到外面去了。呜呜呜，风大哦！
The storm unleashed powerful winds, sandstorms, hail, and heavy rainfall, causing major damage to infrastructure, agriculture, and transportation. Weather stations reported record-breaking wind speeds, and over 3,200 domestic flights were canceled, marking the highest number of flight cancellations in China so far this year.
我操！
In Shijiazhuang, the capital of Hebei and one of the hardest-hit areas, the streets looked like scenes from a disaster movie. Vehicles struggled against the fierce winds, some even coming to a complete stop. Trash bins were blown down the roads, and a large archway on a pedestrian street collapsed under the force of the gusts.
In rural areas, the destruction was even more severe. Countless agricultural greenhouses were ripped apart, plastic sheets and metal frames lifted and scattered by the powerful winds. Farmers suffered heavy losses as their livelihoods were literally torn apart. In urban areas, potted plants, street ornaments, and construction barriers were knocked over, leaving debris and trash scattered across the streets. Beijing was also struck by powerful winds exceeding level 10, accompanied by thunderstorms and flashes of lightning. Sandstorms swept through the city, turning the sky yellow and drastically reducing visibility. The fierce gusts shook windows in tall buildings and sent tents and market stalls flying through the air.
Meteorologists attributed this intense weather event to the strong clash between cold and warm air masses, an occurrence typical in spring. The influx of warm, moist air set the stage for severe thunderstorms, hail, and powerful winds to strike all at once. Let me know if you'd like a more dramatic, technical, or simpler version.
你们看一下后续啊，刚才一个大风直接拔掉了。
In central China, Wuhan was slammed by a sudden torrential downpour that rapidly turned city streets into flowing rivers. Several downtown roads were completely submerged, leaving vehicles either stranded or floating in the rising floodwaters. Cars on elevated roads had to shut off their engines, while others were carried off by the current, drifting like arcs in the water. In southern China, including provinces like Hunan, Jiangxi, and Guizhou, intense hailstorms and heavy downpours hit simultaneously. In some areas, rainfall exceeded 60 millimeters per hour. Falling trees brought down power lines, triggering widespread blackouts that lasted for hours. Emergency crews worked through the night under dangerous conditions to restore electricity and services. In Hebei's rural regions, farmland, greenhouses, and roads suffered severe damage. Hail pelted the crops, while fierce winds tore through the area, toppling trees and causing extensive agricultural losses. Experts have warned that stronger convective weather systems are expected in the days ahead, urging residents to remain vigilant, monitor weather alerts, and stay indoors during dangerous conditions. Local governments in the affected regions have activated emergency response plans to prepare for potential impacts. In rural areas, hail devastated large swaths of vegetable farms and fruit orchards, leaving local farmers devastated by the sudden loss of their livelihoods.